I bought Rasputin 2 in 2011, and it was in really bad shape. This is some of the video that was taken when we were getting ready to move it out of the location where it had been put on the hard. It had sat there for almost 20 years. Originally, Harvest Moon was named Rasputin 2. I changed it to Harvest Moon. And this is some of the work that I did on the outside of the boat. You can see the deck. I round everything off of the deck. The hatches are just sitting there. They're not bolted in yet. I still don't have the porthole windows in or any of that kind of work. But this project is largely about the interior. This is a picture of the aft cabin from the exterior. And this is a picture of the aft cabin from the interior. It's in pretty bad shape. This is what the salon looked like before I started. You can see some of the old green cushions on the left. Again, another picture closer up of the aft cabin. Gives you a sense of just how bad it looked. This is looking up into the V-berth, and you can see a lot of junk piled up in there and the old V-berth cushions that were up there. And I started to work. This particular project is about doing the cushions. I pretty much had the boat operational now. You can see a lot of the paneling up. But I'm making new cushions and new mattresses, specifically cushions for in the salon, in the aft stateroom, and up in the V-berth. The cushions, I use Sailrite fabric. It has like a semi-imitation leather finish to it. It's the higher quality material. I also pleated the material. I used a half-inch foam and stitched that so that I could create a pattern on it. Off in the left here, you can see some of the cushions, the cushion covers that are already assembled, and you can see the pleating in that. And I kind of did that to dress it up, make it look a little bit nicer. One of the reasons I used the imitation leather material from Sailrite was that it would wipe, you could wipe it off, dry it. If it got wet, somebody sat on it in a bathing suit, you could just wipe it off. It wouldn't soak into the cushion itself or into the foam rubber that's inside. All of the cushion covers, and it has zippers in it. When it actually came to do the mattress itself, you can see the foam there. There's two colors to it. It's actually two different densities in the mattresses. I used an extra firm foam for the base and a lighter foam, and then put batting around it in order to make it feel a little plusher and a little more comfortable. The foam I bought off of a mattress company. It was actually what I did is I just bought foam for a regular mattress. You can see how I'm putting it all together. I used a spray-on adhesive to hold the foam together and hold everything in place before I inserted it into the mattress covers. They turned out really nice, and I'm kind of tickled with how they turned out. It was a tremendous amount of effort. I made all the cushions custom fit, just fit in particular places, and there's a lot of material here. You can see sitting on the hood of my car is two of the cushions that are already assembled. They already have the foam inside of it, and they're finished. Those are actually from the V-berth. This is stuffing the foam in. Stuffing the foam is not an easy project. The best way to do it is to fold it in half and jam it in as far as you can, and then you have to reach inside and kind of poke it into place. When you actually do the mattress covers, the instructions, if you look for YouTube videos on how to make cushions, they will tell you to cut the fabric just a hair smaller, maybe a 1/4 inch smaller than the size of the foam. I might have gone just a little bit too tight, but they still turned out really nice. And now that they're all in and everything's all put together, I think I made the right choice in how to sew them and sew them together. But the underside of the cushions do not use the same material. They use a material that allows the foam to breathe. It's like a mesh, but it's a pretty solid mesh. To finish tucking everything into place, I used a metal yardstick or a slender piece of batten, like you'd have like a batten in a sail. That, you know, so that I could poke everything in to get all the corners exactly in the right place. This is, of course, one of the cushions up in the V-berth. In some ways, the hardest part of the whole project really was trying to get the foam into the covers. The extra firm cushion on the bottom, the green, it was pretty hard to push around because I couldn't get my arm all the way down in there. The cushion projects were one of the last major projects I did on my boat. I have a lot of respect for companies that make cushions for boats now, and to be honest with you, I now understand why they cost so much. I easily have a month's work, month and a half work. This is some of the pictures of the salon, and you can see the pleating that I had. It was a fair amount of work to get everything to line up correctly. To get the pleats in the right position so that everything all put together. But they turned out really nice. You can see how much of a difference it makes in the salon. Looking back in the aft stateroom, this is what the cushions look like in the aft stateroom. I made the cushions in 6 sections because this all lifts up out, and underneath this is storage, and it's also where the generator, Northern Lights generator, is. And this is the cushions up in the V-berth and what it ended up looking like. And I'm kind of proud of it. I think it turned out really nice. I could have skipped the pleating and did all, you know, and gone without it. And then I worked pretty hard to try to get the pleats to line up, but and it turned out pretty good. But this is what the interior of the boat looks like now.